This is the class 6 of the portion nuclear reactions. Here we are going to consider nuclear scattering. The elastic nuclear scattering is said to have a strong resemblance with the diffraction of light by an opaque disk. In optical case, we know diffraction at sharp edges result in a series of maxima and minima, and the first minima occurs at theta equal to lambda by r, and the next minima will be equally spaced, and maxima you can see in between. They are of steady and decreasing intensity. So a nucleus is a strongly absorbing object for nuclears, we all know that, and thus it can also be compared with that of an opaque disk. So for charged particle, we deal with interference between nuclear and Coulomb scattering, and it is this effect that is responsible for the deviation of scattering position from Rutherford formula. Here we are observing this elastic scattering of nucleons, or we are considering the elastic scattering of nucleons as a diffraction-like pattern. So for that, the first step that we use is the use of uncharged neutrons as a scattered particle. One main difference between nuclear scattering and optical diffraction is that minima does not fall to zero. So this is a result of the fact that nuclei does not have sharp edges. For a charged particle, we take two steps to reduce the effect of interference with Coulomb scattering. That is, we work with higher energy so that the Rutherford cross section will be small, and hence the projectile can pass more easily to the to bring about nuclear interaction. And if you observe at large angles, there again Rutherford cross section will be small, but the impact parameter will be small, which also will guarantee you nuclear penetration. So one important result of nucleon elastic scattering is the determination of nuclear radius. That is, we are familiar with the formula R equal to R0 a raised to 1 by 3 with R0 equal to 1.25 Fermi meter. That is how you determine the nuclear radius. Then inelastic nuclear scattering is just like inelastic Coulomb scattering. It results when the target nucleus takes energy from projectile and reaches excited state, that we have already discussed in the last class. Now if we measure the energy distribution of the scattered projectile at a fixed angle, we can see a single elastic peak, which will be the highest energy of the scattered projectile. Each inelastic peak will correspond to a specific excited state of the target nucleus. So the figure itself will show an example of inelastic nuclear scattering. So from this figure, what all things you will get? That is, you will be able to calculate energy of the excited state. Then for the second point, from their relative height, you will be able to calculate relative cross section for excitation of each state. And after that, and then the third point, you will be able to calculate wave function of the excited state. Then fourth point, you will be able to calculate angular distribution of scattered projectile for any excited state. And the fifth point, you will be able to calculate spin and parity of excited states. So here you will be asked, what is nuclear scattering? Describe its mechanism and what are its uses. Okay, thank you.